Last summer, I was playing hooky from work. I took myself on a little vacation up to Vail. And I found out that at 4 p.m. in Vail, the gondola is free. And I thought, wow, you know what? If it's free, it's for me. So at 4 p.m., I got in line, and I found out that families like free stuff too. There was a lot of little screaming kids, and I didn't want to ride up the mountain with them. But I saw one car just about to leave the station. And I ran up to it, and I jumped in just before the doors closed. And in the gondola, I found two passengers. One was a hippie guy, and the other was his very big dog. I sat down, and I decided I was going to make a little conversation. So I said, hey, what's your dog's name? Now, this hippie had taken full advantage of Colorado's new pot laws. He was just about passed out, and he sort of opened his eyes at me, and he said, dude, it's not a dog, it's a wolf. But don't worry, I've had him about a week. He's trained. And his name's Romeo. So, you know, I know a thing or two about wolves. I mean, I've seen the Discovery Channel. And I know that wolves need 10 square miles or so per day to roam, or they need to be behind a fence, not in a gondola with me. And I also know that you can't train a wolf. No matter how much you think your wolf is trained, it's not trained. And it's not about if it's going to attack, it's about when. So I start to get a little nervous. Because we're stuck. Right? There's nowhere to go. And I look at the wolf and I think, okay, well, he's got a collar on. So if something gets intense, maybe the hippie will kind of, you know, come out of his little pot-induced stupor that he's in and, you know, be able to grab the wolf. But then I look a little closer and I notice it's not a collar. It's a macrame necklace. With a peace sign dangling from it. So a lot of thoughts start going through my head, because right about now the wolf stands up and he starts. He stands up and I'm sitting in the gondola. We're about eye to eye, and he starts to sniff my leg, and I go, okay, what am I gonna do? I smile, right? Then I'm showing my teeth, and maybe that's aggressive. So I don't do that. I go, do I try to pet him and risk losing my hand? Do I just curl up in the universal sign of submission? Does any of it matter, because I know he can smell fear? And I'm losing my mind right about this time, about halfway up the mountain. And then it gets a little worse, because, you know, he's starting to sniff up my leg, and I realize that I've cut my hand on the way into the gondola, and I'm smelling like fresh meat. And I'm not sure if he's had lunch. So I just freeze, and you know, he's sniffing up my leg, and I'm closing my eyes. I'm like, okay, maybe he won't see me. And then all of a sudden I feel his hot breath on my hand. And I open my eyes just a little bit, and I see him licking his chops with these big fangs sticking out, and I feel his hot breath on my hand, and I'm seeing the light through my eyes. I feel him lick my hand, and I just know this is it. And I'm thinking, okay, it's better to be dead than be maimed. What if, you know, if he rips my leg off, what is he going to respond like a dog? Do I just say, okay, drop it, just leave it? Like, how long does it take an ambulance to get to the top of Vail Mountain, or am I just relegated to that slow 8-minute ride down to the ER? Is anybody going to go to my funeral? Anyway, I don't know, and as I'm seeing the light, and he licks my hand again, and I'm thinking I'm meeting my maker, and all of a sudden I feel this movement, and I think, wait, I'm not dead. It's the sunlight's been hitting me straight in the face. and I could see it through my closed eyes. We're actually pulling into the Gondola station. The doors swing open. The hippie kind of regains consciousness. He takes Romeo by the necklace and leads him out. And he throws a ball for him. And just before Romeo ran to get it, he turned around and he looked at me, and I swear, he winked.